I met my porn and sex addict husband a little over 12 years ago. And he told me he watched pornography. And in my naivety, I believed that it would stop once we were married because he wouldn't need it anymore because we could be intimate. I was in for a great shock. Over the next 10 years, I was faced with all the things he was doing, was involved with, looking at, and all I wanted was to be a good wife, to meet his needs, and to support him. And I twisted myself into a pretzel on a daily basis to give him what he wanted. And all I heard all the time was that I couldn't, how I needed to change, how it was my fault, how I was the problem. There were many, many disclosures over the 10 years of all the new things he became involved with, which eventually broke me. I got to the point 2 years ago where I was suicidal. I was having severe panic attacks and anxiety daily. I could barely function, and I was completely lost. I had lost myself in our marriage and in trying to be who he wanted me to be. I reached out to a counselor who, through a series of referrals, put me in touch with a counselor that I have been working with for the last 2 years, who took me by the hand, walked me through the PTSD, who understood and understands what it is to be a betrayed spouse, the spouse of a porn and sex addict, what betrayal trauma is, and how to deal with someone who is in the middle of that. I have had the journey of learning to say no, that I'm allowed to have a boundary that he's not allowed to cross, that this was not my fault, that this was not my problem, and that I didn't need to change. I could find myself again, that I could tell him no, enough. I found the strength to kick him out and say, if you don't get help and you don't make some serious changes in your life to get help and to get better, we can't carry on. There is no more us, for my own sake and to protect myself and my children. This has been a hard fight and a hard road. I needed to be strong enough to accept whatever his decision was, whether he wanted to get help and move forward, that we could find some way of making our marriage work in the future, or he decided he didn't need help, lived in denial, and decided that the porn was more important to him than I was, and our family was. I am forever grateful that he decided to go into recovery, and he is in recovery at the moment. He is working through the process with his own counselor, and he is taking one day at a time, and so am I. Where the future leads, I don't know, but I know that that is such a personal choice for each and every person, and no one has the right to tell you what the right choice is for you. The most important thing for me in all of this was finding people that I could count on, who would lift me up and carry me and pray with me and be with me and support me in how I needed to be supported. The support came from surprising and unexpected places. I found sisters, I found a community of people who did not judge. There are those that judge. And I had to learn to not go there. They don't get a say in what's going on in my life and the decisions I make. Their judgment is not about me, it's about them. And I found a group of people that could be there for me. I encourage you to reach out, take someone's hand, and find someone to talk to. Just take the first step of talking to someone. It will break you otherwise. There is hope for yourself, there's hope for healing, there's hope for moving forward, and for finding a place for yourself in the world again that isn't connected to your husband's addiction. That you can find who you are
Ngithwela lerato enhlizweni yami. Tshela ukuthandana enhlizweni